ago, like 50 plus years ago. But that may be TMI, too much information, because nobody wants to know my age, right? So let's start from the very beginning. So I grew up in India, growing up as a little girl in India at that time. I didn't necessarily have a lot of chance if it wasn't for my mom and my dad. So my mom would say to me and to my sister, don't help me in the kitchen. You will learn that later anyway. And I came to the US and did I learn that later? She would say, both of you go to school, go to college, you study, and that's what we did, both of us. And inspired by my dad, who was then a pharmaceutical rep, worked for Glaxo in India, starting his own company later, we both chose to go into medicine. So here I am. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. And thanks to my husband. I've been working in Lancaster, mostly at Lancaster General Hospital for the last 25 years. 25 years. Thank you. So with that, now our story begins, and it happens in this building somewhere. The building has become larger, but somewhere around here. So it's on a Monday, many years ago. Everything happens on a Monday, right? So I'm starting my rounding week. So I don't know my patients yet. And they call me in the early morning hours when I'm so ready for that phone call to come see this patient immediately, right? Because she is acting bizarre. Okay, so I remember this is on 7 West. So I go and I peek at her. She's about my age, which you don't know. She has short blonde hair, and she looks sickly than I do. I look at her chart before going in. Not EMR, okay, thankfully, it's just a chart. I open and I immediately know that she has non-alcoholic cirrhosis. She has paraplegia from long-standing multiple sclerosis. She's wheelchair bound at baseline, but she can use her arms. All of that I already know. So I go in and I introduce myself, right? That's what we're supposed to do for whatever it's worth. She pays no attention to me, ignores me, because she appears to be busy with these frantic movements. But there is a method to that madness. There is a pattern, almost like a purpose to her movements. Like I observe her, she reaches over and she grabs, she chews vigorously and she swallows. And she reaches and grabs and chews and swallows and keeps on doing that. I'm like, what are you doing? Now she pays attention to me and she acts surprised and she says, can't you see this room is filled with snakes. No snakes there. But she says, big snake, poisonous cobras. So I'm gonna eat one at a time until I get to all of them immediately because my children are coming to visit me. And I don't want these snakes to bite my children. And I'm taken. I revere her immediately as a mom. Even in not lucid state, she is a fierce, protective maternal instincts. So I walk out of the room with that. After I rule out asterixis, okay, because she's cirrhosis. So I come out and still have to figure out what's wrong with her, right? So I open her chart again and I look at her prior to admission medications and realize this is alprazolam withdrawal, Xanax withdrawal. So I put her back on her 20 milligrams or so of Xanax, and she's better in like 48 hours or so. So, bragging rights? No. Because many years ago I have induced Xanax withdrawal in one of my other patients. So a lesson hard learned, take away the bragging rights, and I'm certainly not the best doctor in town. Couple days later I'm going in, seeing her again, and she goes, there are ladybugs in this room. Snakes to ladybugs? I'm like, this is a big Lilliputian change. So, but I give her the benefit of doubt and I look at on those walls in that room on 7 West, indeed, there are about half a dozen ladybugs. She's right. Few days later, we come to know each other. She keeps on coming to the hospital again and again because of problems. So we come to know each other. I call her a fierce mom, And I call her Miss Inspiration because she is. When she's not in the hospital, she goes garage door to garage door with a wheelchair, collecting beads and creating beautiful dangling earrings. I bought 3 pairs from her. And I still cherish them. So she taught me to be the best protective mom possible, and she taught me to bring out the best in you and don't ruminate over your disabilities, Dr. Bardem. And this is not an easy thing to do. I have since learned that our fierce mom has succumbed. She has succumbed not to her cirrhosis or MS-related complications, but to COVID-19. But I will always wonder because of her. In my old age, as I go through my Xanax withdrawal, will I eat those snakes or will I let them bite my children? TBD. For those of you who don't know, to be determined. Thank you.